big jam, and then get Graves out of there.
Yeah, I thought, there's certain times in a game where you think they're momentum shifts or turning points and difference makers, and certainly that's the one that stands out to me with bases loaded and 1 out, and he comes and gets a strikeout and a ground ball to end the inning and to keep the score at 1 or the difference in 1, and it makes it so much harder, especially at home. And the visiting team's got to get 6 outs, and then of course Jameson leads off with a big single, and that's the reason that as a coach and everybody, you want the cushion. You maybe take the bunt out of play. You want to do that, but to leave it at 1, now a single and a bunt, and then you're fighting for your life, and so that was a huge inning for us.
We got a lot of Sam again.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we don't score enough runs early that he doesn't get something on the stat page about it, but he was. I don't think as good today, certainly, as he was last week. And his command with his fastball wasn't as sharp. I thought the slider wasn't. Last week, the slider was unbelievable. Threw some curveballs in. But what Sam does, and I think why he has so much success in being a veteran, is he keeps it in control. He doesn't let the inning blow up on him. He just handles it. And so there were some innings there that they could have scored multiple runs, and he just didn't let that happen just by bearing down and making some pitches. So, certainly proud of his outing.
Obviously, you like Will. Will can run. What about Deshaun right there?
Well, one of the things is Deshaun's main role for us is the pinch runner. I mean, he's a great defender, and we can put him in spot starts, but he can come in and steal. So if he's their best base stealer, Cliff and I talked about it. I said, I don't want to wait, because if we don't get the bunt down, I want to steal him. And I don't, not that Will can't steal, but if the game's on the line, I want my best guy trying to steal. And even though we're trying to bunt, we really put him in for the option is if we didn't get the bunt down, that we would be able to steal. But then you're putting, one of the fastest guys on the field, into the game. And so when we bunt him over, I just thought it was a really gutsy play by Cliff to send him. But that's what a good coach does. I mean, he sees the shortstop go up the middle to make the play, and sees it. I mean, he sees that it's going to be a tough play for him. A lot of times when you do that, it's an errant throw, or it's going to be a bang we and a lot of times the first baseman freezes like that guy did, where you almost want to argue the call. And so of course, once that happened, we were able to have a big inning.
Mike, what do you think the impact is getting the sweep, being 4-2, not 3-3?
Well, we talked about it last week that. After that tough Saturday, especially that first game, that you felt you left one out, on the table, and to not get 2 out of 3 the first weekend, we'd have to sweep down the road. We were hoping we'd sweep some weekend, but you'd have to sweep a series that maybe you weren't supposed to. Maybe this was the game with 4 errors, and a game that maybe, when you looked at it from a distance, you said, they're not supposed to win that game. But we hung in there. And I think that was really the key is, we talked about Wyatt and all the little things that happened, that we kept the game close enough that we could win it. So maybe this was one of the games that, we stole. But as the message just to the guys is, that didn't put you ahead necessarily at 4-2. It got you back to where you're supposed to be. If you're winning weekends, you're back at 4-2. So I thought that was huge, just to kind of get us back into the where we should be.
A lot of command from Graves. What did you just kind of think of his?
He was terrific, really. And we heard a lot going in about he's one of those high-profile projected first-rounders, and certainly didn't disappoint. I think anybody that watched him pitch today, tremendous. Just a fastball that's. Got a lot of velocity, but it plays harder than it is. I mean, in the sense that we just had a lot of trouble, especially early in the game, just getting to it, and he really located it well. The slider's good and the changeup's good, but the fastball and the fastball command were outstanding, I thought, today. And plus, he showed he was a great athlete. We tried to bunt, and Bob's one of our best base runners, and we couldn't even get a sacrifice bunt down. He was so good off the mound.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.